rain as Carter went down the ridge. A heavy, drenching downpour, sheet lightning flickering beyond the mountain peaks. He leaned the cumbersome bicycle against a tree and took the field glasses from his pocket. When he focused them, the houses of Bellona, 3 miles away, jumped into view. He followed the valley road to where it disappeared into pine trees, but there was no sign of life, not even a shepherd. He replaced the field glasses in his pack, moved back through the trees to the other side of the ridge, and looked down at the villa in the hollow below, quiet in the evening light, waiting for him. He was tired and yet filled with a sudden fierce exhilaration. Faced at last with the final end of things, he started down the slope through pine trees, pushing the bicycle before him. He entered the grounds by a gate in the rear wall and followed a path round to the front of the house. The garden was moorish, lush, semi-tropical vegetation pressing in everywhere. Palms swayed gently above his head, and in the heavy downpour, water gurgled in the old conduits, splashing from numerous fountains. He emerged into the courtyard at the front of the house, leaned the bicycle against a baroque fountain, and went up the steps to the front door. There was already a light in the hall, and he pulled on the bell chain and waited. There was a sound of footsteps approaching, and the door opened. The man who stood there was perhaps 40, his heavy mustache and hair already grey. He wore a black bow tie and alpaca jacket and looked Carter over with total disapproval. "What do you want?" Carter removed his cloth cap, and when he spoke, his voice was rough and hoarse, pure Sicilian. "I have a message for the Contessa." The manservant held out his hand. "Give it to me." Carter shook his head, assuming an expression of peasant cunning. "My orders were to deliver it personally. She's expecting me. Tell her Ciccio is here." The manservant shrugged. "All right, come in. I'll see what she has to say." Carter stepped inside and stood there, dripping rain onto the black and white ceramic tiles. The manservant frowned his displeasure, walked across the hall, and went through a green baize door into a large kitchen. He paused just inside the door, took a Walther automatic from his pocket, checked it quickly, then opened a cupboard beside the old-fashioned iron stove and took out a military field telephone. He wound the handle and waited, whistling softly to himself, tapping the Walther against his thigh. There was the murmur of a voice at the other end, and he said in German, "Skipper at the villa." "Carter's turned up at last. No problem. I'll hold him till you get here." He replaced the telephone in the cupboard, turned, and still whistling softly, moved back to the door.